Coming to you from a different room in my house because they're being loud next door while they're building. And not only did you not need to hear the banging, but you also did not need to hear the music that was coming through the walls. So I've decamped to the other side of the house. And I've tidied up a little bit so that this room did not look quite so messy. But this is my Project Pan update. So I'm focusing on 6 products. And it's a rolling project pan, which means that as I use up a product, I'm incorporating a new product so that I always have 6. The goal is really one of mindfulness for me, and I don't mean that in like a meditative mindfulness standpoint, but more of a paying attention to how much I'm purchasing, how long it takes me to use something, and if there are actually any benefits to the things that I'm using, because what's the point of continuing to buy something if it doesn't bring you anything? And that benefit might be something that you can perceive with your eyes. It might be a feeling. It may be something not quite so tangible. So maybe I like a product because it makes me take care of something for myself and makes me feel good in the process. That's a perfectly acceptable reason. So let's get right to it. We'll do this rapid style because, to be honest, I've already talked about all these things and then decided that I didn't like where it was going, so I'm doing it again because I can't edit. Carroty hair cream was at the blue mark, now at the green mark, getting really close to the bottom of this, continuing to use it on an almost nightly basis. I like it. Won't repurchase it. Don't really need it in my life. But, you know, when I wake up in the morning, my hair feels nice. And then I wash it. And it feels slightly less nice. But that's another story altogether. Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner, again, was up here. Now here. Again, I have talked about this product before. I like it. It's really easy to use because it's a water-based product. So after I wash my face, I splash some on and it feels nice on my skin. I don't know that I see any visible differences, but it does make me feel like maybe, without doing any comparisons, that maybe things are a little bit brighter, a little bit smoother, a little bit calmer. Sometimes my skin can get aggravated by stuff, so it's nice once in a while to have something with a calming influence, even though that's not actually what it's supposed to do. Let's see. Next. Belief Aqua Balm Mist was here. Now here. I actually took this back to work because I wasn't using it at home. And it is a nice mental reset for me, which sounds weird. But if I've had a lot of calls, or I'm in the back room where it's hot, or I need to do something and I want to like shut my eyes and do something else, this is actually a good way of not only like hydrating my skin, but giving myself a 10-second reset. One of my coworkers thinks that I'm a little silly, but that's fine. I'm sure they think a lot of things about me. I did finish up my facial oil that I was using, which was the Herbivore Emerald, and in its place I have a brand new bottle, freshly out of the box this week, of the ordinary 100% plant-derived Hemi-Squalene. So this is to help bump up sort of the fatty layer that's protecting my skin, keeping moisture in, so the occlusive layer, because I don't produce a lot of oil, apparently. Or I did in my teenage years, and then I stripped that all away with astringent toners, and now I need to add it back in my life. I have used the 100% plant-derived squalene before. The Hemi-Squalene is supposed to be slightly less dewy on the skin, so I just mix that in with my moisturizer. So far I like it. Again, doesn't smell like anything. Light. Seems to work for what I want it to. Oh, there we go. My Burts Bees moisturizing lip balm. I still have it. We were here. We are now here. Making good progress on it. I continue to like it. There's nothing that I particularly dislike about it. It is quite soft when it is hot outside, especially if it's been in your pocket, so you can't roll it up and then squish it back down with your finger or else it goes splat. So don't do that, or do that gently if you're trying to maintain your shape. And I don't know about you, but I am kind of obsessive about how my lip balms are shaped. So I don't know why my glasses keep sliding down. That's about as round as the edges get on a lip balm that I use. I know some people really get like very domed edges, but I actually just kind of like to like roll it up to just the little bit that I like to use so that I don't get rounded edges. I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm in control of a small portion of my life. I've always been like that. Last product. This is probably the most difficult one. This is the Hourglass Ambient face powder in diffused light. There is a concave portion on the top, so it's no longer completely flat. It is slightly dipped. This is a 10-gram powder. I can tell you how much I've used up so far. I don't know what I started out with when I first purchased this product because it's been a long time, but when I first introduced this to my project, it was at 69.59 grams, and it is now 59.17 grams. So that's 0.42 grams that I've used up in about a month. So it's slow going. I don't know. I'd have to imagine that I started out with probably like 9.5 grams in here. So it's going to take me quite a while to use. But that's okay. I'm coming up with ways of using it. I think it's got, I've noticed this. I had some on my hand, so I rubbed it on my arm. And then I was driving home, and I like to drive home with the windows open because I just do. And then I turn up the stereo really loud and like cruise to like the hip hop station. And I noticed that it really does have a little bit of micro shimmer to it. So I think that in the summer, if I'm wearing like a tank top or something, I might try and like put like a little bit like on my shoulders, or like maybe like on my sort of like clavicle area to like as maybe like a nice little brightening effect without really obvious glitter. And that way I can use this up a little bit faster. Because I feel guilty, because this was expensive. And I don't use it really for the purpose that it was intended. But I'm going to use it. I'm going to try to enjoy it. Okay, so that's my update. I hope everyone's doing well. Keep panning on. Bye.